Have you ever dreamed of living in a foreign country, seeking adventure, new opportunities, and a fresh start? Well, for many, the reality of moving abroad isn't as picture-perfect as it seems. From bustling cities to serene landscapes, some countries might look like the ultimate destination, but for a surprising number of expats, the dream quickly turns into regret. So, what went wrong? What makes these countries a little less paradise and a little more problematic for newcomers? In this video, we're diving into the 10 countries where people regretted moving in 2025. You won't believe the reasons why. So, buckle up and get ready to discover what life in these destinations is really like. Let's get started.
Let's start with Vietnam. Now, don't get me wrong, Vietnam is a country full of charm and allure, from the vibrant cities to the stunning landscapes. There's a lot to love. However, there are some significant challenges that can make life there more difficult for newcomers. One of the first things that many expats face is the issue of basic civil and political rights. Vietnam is governed by the Communist Party, which has a very tight grip on freedom of expression, association, and even movement. Imagine trying to organize a community group or attending a public gathering, only to find out you need government approval, which is often denied if they deem it politically sensitive. It's like trying to throw a party and needing permission from your strictest teacher every time. Another issue is the economic disparity. While Vietnam's economy has been growing, there's still a noticeable gap between locals and expats. This often leads to frustration and social tension, as some newcomers face scams, bribes, and being overcharged simply because they aren't from around there. Navigating this environment can feel like being stuck in a game where the rules keep changing, and you're always at a disadvantage. Infrastructure is another challenge. While the country is developing, there are still issues with unreliable public transportation and limited access to essential services. It's a bit like buying a cheap car. It might look great at first, but it'll break down when you need it most. And lastly, for those who value personal freedoms and human rights, living in Vietnam can feel like walking on eggshells. Arbitrary arrests, political prisoners, and an independent judiciary are rare, which makes the atmosphere feel much more tense than you'd expect. Next on the list is China, a land of ancient history mixed with rapid modernization. On the surface, it might seem like an exciting destination, but there are some harsh realities that expats often face after moving there. One of the biggest challenges is the air quality. Cities like Beijing and Shanghai are notorious for their pollution, which can make even the simplest activity, like walking or exercising, feel like a major physical challenge. It's like living inside a fog machine, but without the fun. Then, there's the internet. China is known for its Great Firewall, which blocks access to many popular websites and social media platforms. If you're used to scrolling through Instagram or catching up on your favorite Netflix shows, you might feel like you've entered a digital wilderness, like getting a smartphone that has no apps. It's all potential, but no entertainment. Culturally, China is also a land of contrast. While Mandarin is the most spoken language globally, it's a challenge to learn if you're coming from a language with a completely different script. Navigating daily life without knowing the language can feel like trying to solve a puzzle with half the pieces missing.
Adapting to the local culture can also be tough. Chinese social norms, from food to interactions, can be vastly different from what many expats are used to. It's like stepping into a world where everything feels familiar yet completely foreign at the same time. Next, let's head to the Great White North, Canada. Known for its stunning landscapes, friendly people, and iconic maple syrup, it's a country that many dream of calling home. However, Canada isn't without its own set of challenges. One of the biggest complaints? The weather. Canada's long, harsh winters can be a real shocker, especially if you're coming from a warmer climate. Imagine waking up to shovel snow from your driveway before even thinking about getting to work. That's a daily reality for many Canadians, and for newcomers, it can feel like a never-ending battle with the cold. Then, there's the job market. Many newcomers struggle to secure employment that matches their qualifications. Despite the high demand for skilled workers in certain sectors, competition can be fierce. Housing is another issue, particularly in major cities like Toronto and Vancouver. Prices are sky-high, and it's not just the homes that are expensive. Groceries, transportation, and basic living costs can quickly add up. Moreover, while Canada is famous for its universal health care system, the reality is that access to services can be slow. Long waiting lists for certain medical services are common, which can be a huge adjustment for those coming from countries with more immediate access to health care. Culturally, Canada is diverse, but adjusting to a new lifestyle can be a struggle. Some expats feel the absence of local vibrancy, with many Canadian cities focusing heavily on chain stores and lacking a unique cultural flair. Now let's travel south to Mexico, a country famous for its rich history, vibrant culture, and delicious cuisine. Many expats are drawn to Mexico for its warm climate and lower cost of living, but there are aspects of life here that might surprise newcomers. The economic landscape can be challenging. Wages in Mexico are typically lower than in many Western countries, which can affect one's standard of living. This is especially true for those who move without securing a job or rely on local employment. Infrastructure can also be a major adjustment. While Mexico has made strides in improving services, there are still areas where basic services like water and electricity can be inconsistent. This can be a difficult reality for those used to more reliable systems. Safety is another concern. While many parts of Mexico are perfectly safe, some regions are plagued by higher crime rates, including petty theft and even more serious crimes. Researching your destination carefully and staying vigilant is crucial. Culturally, Mexico offers a slower pace of life, which some people love, while others may find it frustrating. Adapting to the different rhythms of life can take time, especially for those who are used to faster-paced environments. Next, let's cross the Atlantic to the United Kingdom, a place known for its rich history, diverse culture, and iconic landmarks. While it may seem like the perfect place to live, there are several reasons why some expats regret their move. Cost of living is a major concern. Since the COVID-19 pandemic, living expenses have risen sharply. Cities like London, in particular, have astronomical housing costs, and buying a home seems like a distant dream for many newcomers. Even basic expenses like groceries and transportation can take a big chunk out of your income. And let's not forget the infamous British weather. If you're not a fan of grey skies and constant rain, the UK's climate might quickly wear you down. Many people suffer from seasonal affective disorder, SAD, which is a result of the lack of sunshine during long winters. Health care, while still among the best in the world, has its drawbacks. The National Health Service (NHS) is under increasing pressure, and long waiting times for medical appointments and treatments can be a source of frustration. The political landscape, too, has shifted since Brexit, leaving many feeling uncertain about the future. The ongoing political debates and the challenges of life post-Brexit add an element of unpredictability that some expats find unsettling. Next on the list, we head to Brazil, famous for its carnival celebrations, football culture, and stunning landscapes. However, beneath the samba beats and sunny beaches, there are several reasons why some might regret moving to Brazil. One of the biggest concerns is safety. Brazil has high crime rates, especially in urban areas like Rio de Janeiro and São Paulo. Petty theft and even violent crimes can be frequent in certain regions, making it a stressful place to live for many newcomers. Then, there's the economic instability. Brazil's economy has been unpredictable, and inflation can quickly eat away at your savings. The cost of living varies across the country, but in major cities, housing, food, and transportation can get surprisingly expensive. The job market can also be tough. Despite Brazil's size and potential, finding a well-paying job can be challenging. Fluency in Portuguese is essential for most positions, and language barriers can make daily interactions frustrating. Bureaucracy in Brazil is another significant challenge. Whether you're dealing with visas, setting up utilities, or handling other administrative matters, the process is often slow and complicated. Patience is a must, but it can wear thin after a while.
The United States is often called the land of opportunity, but many newcomers find it's not all stars and stripes. The high cost of living, particularly in cities like New York, San Francisco, and Los Angeles, is one of the biggest hurdles. Rent is astronomical, and housing costs are out of reach for many, leaving newcomers struggling to keep up with the financial demands. Healthcare is another major issue. Unlike many other developed countries, the U.S. lacks a universal healthcare system. Medical costs can be prohibitively high, especially without good insurance coverage. A simple doctor's visit can cost hundreds of dollars, which can be a huge shock for people coming from countries where healthcare is more affordable. Cultural adjustments can also be tough. The fast-paced American lifestyle and different social norms can leave newcomers feeling isolated and overwhelmed. Adjusting to new ways of communication and behavior can take time. The political climate, too, can be unsettling. The U.S. has experienced significant polarization in recent years, and the political debates, protests, and policy changes often create a tense atmosphere. For many newcomers, the uncertainty of the political landscape is a source of anxiety and regret. France, a country renowned for its history, art, and, of course, its world-class cuisine. But living in France isn't always as romantic as it sounds. One of the biggest challenges for expats is the bureaucracy. Navigating the French administrative system can feel like walking through a maze. Whether you're trying to get a visa, open a bank account, or even find housing, it can take months of paperwork and waiting. Cultural differences are another barrier. French social norms can seem rigid, especially when it comes to workplace culture and personal interactions. The French can be reserved, and getting into their social circles can be challenging. And while food in France is legendary, not everyone is ready for the French approach to work-life balance. The French take their vacations seriously, and the workday is often shorter than in other countries, which might leave newcomers feeling disconnected from the fast-paced corporate world they're used to. The cost of living in cities like Paris is also high, and expats often find themselves facing a steep climb when it comes to housing and everyday expenses. Spain is often seen as a paradise for those looking to escape the daily grind, but for many, the reality doesn't live up to the dream. One of the biggest struggles in Spain is the job market. Unemployment rates in Spain are relatively high, especially for younger people. Even those with qualifications may struggle to find stable, well-paid employment. This makes it difficult for newcomers to build a future and can leave people feeling disillusioned. Living costs, particularly in popular areas like Barcelona and Madrid, are on the rise. While Spain has a lower cost of living compared to other European countries, expenses like rent can eat up a significant portion of your salary. Cultural differences can also be tough. Spaniards have a very relaxed attitude toward time, which can clash with the expectations of expats from countries where punctuality is more valued. This laid-back approach can lead to frustration in professional and personal settings. Finally, we come to Italy, the land of pizza, history, and stunning landscapes. Italy has a reputation for being one of the most beautiful countries in the world, but many expats regret their decision to live here. Italy's bureaucratic red tape is notorious. Trying to navigate the Italian system, whether it's getting a visa, setting up utilities, or even accessing public services, can be frustratingly slow. Long waiting times, inefficiencies, and unclear processes make everything feel more complicated than it needs to be. While the food is amazing, the job market is tough. Many expats face difficulties finding employment, especially in cities outside of Milan and Rome. The cost of living can be a problem in some parts of Italy, particularly in the larger cities. Additionally, Italians have a laid-back attitude toward time, which can leave some expats feeling frustrated when things don't go as planned. And let's not forget Italy's economic struggles. While it's rich in culture, Italy's economy has been facing slow growth, making it a difficult place for newcomers to find stability.
As we've seen, while these countries offer exciting possibilities, they come with challenges that may make you think twice before packing your bags. Each destination has its own unique set of hurdles, from cultural differences to economic struggles and bureaucratic red tape. But understanding these realities can help you make a more informed decision when considering your next big move. Have you ever regretted moving to a new country? Or maybe you've experienced some of these challenges firsthand? We'd love to hear your thoughts and stories in the comments below. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, share it with someone who might be considering relocation, and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our next adventure-packed video. Thanks for watching. And remember, Every journey, whether near or far, teaches us something new. We'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care and happy travels.